Have you ever made a decision that everyone around you called a mistake, but deep down, it was the only honest thing you could do? That's what dropping out felt like for me. Not brave, not bold, not some inspiring I chose myself moment. It felt more like I just couldn't stay anymore. Like I had been holding my breath for so long that one day my body simply refused to keep doing it. And I'm still not sure if that counts as courage. But it was real. And maybe that matters more. There was a time when I genuinely tried to make it work. I showed up, I listened, I followed every step I was supposed to follow. I did what you do when you're trying to convince yourself that you're fine. But something inside me wasn't there. Not excited, not curious, not even angry enough to care, just empty. And the longer I stayed, the heavier it got. Every single day felt like pulling myself into a version of life that didn't belong to me, like wearing someone else's clothes and smiling like they fit. So naturally, I did what we all do. I told myself I was just lazy, that I was the problem, that I needed to try harder, push further, care more. And you know what? I believed it for a while, because that's what everyone says, right? Don't quit. Finish what you started. Just endure it. So I pushed, I ignored the feeling, I kept going. Until one day, not dramatically, not all at once, I just couldn't anymore. Not because I was weak, because I was exhausted from pretending I was okay. So I stopped, I let go, I dropped out, and for a moment, everything went quiet. No expectations, no pressure, no performance, and honestly, it felt like relief, like I had been underwater, and finally broke the surface, like I could breathe, actually breathe, for the first time in months. But relief doesn't last forever, because after the quiet came the questions. What now? What are you going to do with your life? Did you just ruin everything? And that's the part nobody warns you about. Letting go of something doesn't hand you direction, it just hands you space. And space, when you're already lost, can feel just as suffocating as the thing you left. There were days I was sure I'd made a mistake. Days I watched everyone else keep moving forward while I stood still, wondering if I'd just thrown everything away. That part was hard. I won't pretend it wasn't. But even inside that confusion, something was different. For the first time in a long time, I was thinking for myself. Not performing, not surviving, actually asking, oh, what do I want? What actually matters to me? And that's when something shifted. I didn't drop out because I stopped caring. I dropped out because I couldn't keep pretending. That staying was the same as living. And maybe that's the thing people don't say out loud enough. Sometimes letting go isn't failure. Sometimes it's the most honest thing you can do. Not everything hard is meant for you to endure. Not every path you started is one you're supposed to finish. And not every open door is yours to walk through just because it's open. I used to think difficulty meant I had to push through it. That struggle was proof I was on the right track. But now I think differently. Sometimes the question isn't, how do I push harder? Sometimes it's, is this even where I'm supposed to be? Because if something is consistently draining you, emptying you, making you feel like you're slowly disappearing inside it, the problem might not be you. It might just not be for you. And choosing to leave that, that's not weakness, that's clarity. I'm not saying I have it figured out. I don't. I still have doubts. I still have days where I question everything. But at least now, I'm not pretending. At least now, I'm not forcing myself to belong somewhere I don't. And maybe that's enough for now. Because sometimes the first step isn't knowing exactly where you're going. Sometimes it's just having the honesty to leave where you don't belong. I'm not lost. I'm just starting again. And there's a difference. So here's what I want to leave you with. Leaving something that isn't right for you is not the end of your story. It's just the end of a chapter. That was never really yours to begin with. You don't need to have it all figured out the moment you let go. You just need to be honest with yourself about what you can no longer carry. A few things worth remembering. Stop measuring your progress against people who chose a different path. Their timeline was never yours. Comparison is just confusion, dressed up as motivation. Give yourself permission to not know yet. You just made a hard decision. You don't owe anyone a 5-year plan right now. Find one thing, just one, that makes you feel like yourself again. Not productive, not impressive, just you. Start there. And talk to someone who gets it. Not to be talked out of your decision, just to be reminded that you're not the first person to feel this way, and you won't be the last. The people who figured out what they were meant for. Most of them have a story that starts exactly like yours, not with a plan, with a moment they finally stopped pretending. You're further along than you think.